Hi, so this is my review for Star Trek Beyond, the 4K um, Blu-ray disc versus the 1080p Blu-ray disc. Now, my understanding of this film is it was shot in 3.4K and then down converted to 2K, so essentially it's an upscale. Which kind of I still find that a little shocking, considering a lot of the older films are now being released. Labyrinth, Da Vinci Code, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I've picked up two of those three. In as native 4K films, they've been, for instance, I believe it was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was shot on 35 millimeter film, but then they've taken that and they've mastered it in 4K. And it's beautiful. It is a great movie to look at. I haven't watched Da Vinci Code yet, although I just got that in the mail today. I have watched Angels and Demons. It is gorgeous. A lot of it's because it's eye candy where it's shot in Europe, so I'm kind of looking forward to the Da Vinci Code for that. But Angels and Demons is not a native 4K release. It's shot in a lower resolution, upscale, but it's beautiful. It's one of the best transfers I've seen. I would say up there with Sicario and movies like that. So if you're a fan of those kind of films with Dan Brown stuff, it's definitely something to own. Da Vinci Code, again, I saw it, I read the book years ago and then saw the movie. Wasn't crazy about the movie, so I'm hoping having had those years in between, I'll have a different point of view. So anyway, let's look at Star Trek Beyond here, because I'm just sort of prattling on. I'll just sort of get this going. This is the Blu-ray version of it. Now, I watched this movie last night. I watched it in 3D last night, and the 3D transfer was pretty decent. It wasn't the best I've seen, but it was pretty good. It gives this, it gives the movie a little bit more immersion. And the Blu-ray, it's a good looking film. Not the best Blu-ray transfer I've seen, I would say, and I would say the same for the 4K version of this movie. It's good, but it's not amongst the best. Star Trek, and Star Trek. What was this? I'm lost for words right now. I can't remember what the second one was called. But Into Darkness, that's it. Those are both spectacular 4K transfers, and surprisingly enough, this one isn't quite on par with those, and I don't know if it's just because of the locations and where this film was shot or not. I don't think so. I just find this film seems a little soft compared to how detailed and colorful those were. Now, we'll just stop this right here so you can see the Blu-ray. It's decent. It's good for what you generally get in Blu-ray. So now we'll take a jump over to the 4K version of this film. Now the first thing I noticed is just a little bit, the detail's a little finer, which it should be because it's a higher resolution, but it's not very, very noticeable. Like if you were to leave the room and you were watching the Blu-ray and somebody switched them out and you came back, you probably wouldn't know there was a difference. Where you would notice it is more so in these the bright areas. Like you look at those the lights that were shining up in space there. Like it's just how much brighter they can get with the HDR and how much it handles the shadow areas of the film, the dark areas. Just does a better job of managing the brightness versus how dark the set can get in creating a much better contrast. Again, this isn't the finest Blu-ray or a 4K transfer I've seen, but it's good. It's good. Now, the movie itself. It's decent. I was concerned when I heard Justin Lin was going to direct it, the guy who directs the Fast and the Furious films at first, because I as much as those films can be enjoyable at times, I also find I have trouble turning my brain off at times, and sometimes that pulls me out of the immersion of those films. And that's what I was a little concerned about with this. Where were they going to go with that? Generally, Star Trek films are like, as far as I'm concerned, 60% story, 40% action. This movie's like 80% action, 20% story. So if you want to just sort of sit back, have a couple of drinks, put your feet up, have some popcorn, whatever it is, have some friends over, whatever you're going to do, turn your brain off and have a sort of a fun ride, this is a film you will enjoy. If you're looking for a deeper story that makes a lot of sense, you may be a little confused and this may not be for you. If you're simply a Star Trek fan, yes, this is something to have in your collection. If you have a 4K HDR set, I would say, yeah, again, not the best of the 4K HDR films, but it is a good film to sort of add to the mix. So film-wise, out of 5, I would say it's a 4. Audio-wise, well, these movies are always great audio-wise. It's definitely a 5. And picture-wise, out of 5, I would give it a 3.5. 3.5, 4. Again, it's not quite up there with some of the best 4K transfers, or even movies like The Revenant or Sicario, which weren't in 4K, but I would definitely suggest picking it up if you like science fiction and you're a fan of these films. Anyway, have any comments, questions, please, as always, put them down below, and I'll try to answer them. And I'm going to try to throw up reviews for Crouching Tiger, Angels and Demons, and Da Vinci Code when I get a chance. Anyway, have a great day, and yeah. Tip, congratulations on the 75-inch. I hope you love it. I'll be looking forward to that video. Take care, guys. Bye. Oh yeah, Metal Crypt. Got your new TV coming, so let us know how that goes too. Have a good one.